Yo, this hot, this the spot. There it is, pod.com. We're interviewing the best comedians, so tune in quick and get your ears receiving them. We talking about life and life to stream right to you, from the microphone right to your home, dude. Side note, this might get embarrassing, but no, don't sweat, yo, cause there it is.
Welcome to the There It Is podcast, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Very special episode at home, quarantine edition of the podcast. Special in that trying to put a bright spin on what's going on right now. Joined by girlfriend of the show, Justina.
Hey.
Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome. I literally can't go anywhere.
You had a choice, right? So how's everybody doing? We've had, a week of this now?
So
maybe not a full week.
No, I was talking to Naomi about this yesterday, actually. So
Naomi, your best friend?
Yeah.
Your best friend?
Best friend of the girlfriend of the show. And we're calling it The Memories. Like, the memories begin on March 10th. Because on March 10th, I was at a conference in the city, and it was like weird vibes, and that's when we got the email from work saying work from home until March 20th, and then, of course, obviously, here we are, March 23rd is when we're recording this.
All right.
So, it's been 2 weeks tomorrow.
Gosh, how is that much time gone
I
by?
know. Time is weird here, like being here alone.
My brain just broke because I feel like...
It's been 2 weeks tomorrow.
That's messed up.
I guess 2 weeks on Wednesday that I've been working from home.
But I went into the city on that Wednesday and Thursday because I was working on something.
Yeah.
With the magnet. And, it just feels like it's been 1 week.
Wow. Nope.
This is what's messed up with time for everybody, though.
Yeah, it is weird.
Because so many people are like, what day of the week is it?
Yeah, even with work, usually when you have work, which I am working from home, you can keep better track. But for whatever reason, it's like blending together, even though I'm still working. Yeah. Being at one location, trying to get out still, though. I was telling my mom, I feel like I live in a bubble because when I do go out in Brooklyn, which is a very limited basis, everybody calm down.
What is the appropriate, you're staying your distance and you're not...
I'm being also very defensive because I see people like being really weird on social media, which I shouldn't be on, but I am. So anyway, when I do go out, people are very friendly, very happy, business as usual, except there is a little bit of like, as we pass each other on the sidewalk, a little bit of birth.
Yeah, definitely there were a few people when we've both been out.
Yeah.
I was also walking away.
Yeah, both parties are giving birth.
Even walking into the street. But there were some people who... walked into, who were like up against the wall. And I was like, those are my favorite people on the street. It's like... And
then you went in for a high five and they were like, no, please, no.
Yeah. And I actually went for a hug with a few of them. And I sneezed on
We are
them.
recording this from jail.
Yes. No, but for real, usually if someone pulls away from me, then I'm like, why? What did I do wrong? But now when it happens, I'm like, hey.
It's a sign of respect.
Thank you. This is the kind of person
It's hard to walk past all the dogs and know that petting them is completely out of the question.
Just because it's within 6 feet of the owner.
I mean, they don't need... dogs can't get it, but if you touch a dog...
to the dog, and the dog, I guess, could have it on their fur.
And the dogs that I've encountered, I can tell they really want me to pet them now, possibly more than ever. Yeah. So this is, I think, hardest on them.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, there are all these memes out that are like, dogs are having the best time ever.
Yeah, because their owners are home.
Right.
But they're not getting the pets they used to get.
But when they go out in public, that's got to be the downside. Yeah. It's like, no one wants to pet me.
Yeah.
I want to see that meme.
Where's that meme?
That's the real joke.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you were saying when you go out, you appropriately, you think it's business as usual.
I do, and that's why I feel like I'm living in a bubble because all the news is very alarmist, very scary, very
it's
things
alarming.
are going to get.
I don't think they're trying to be alarming.
Yes, yeah. Alarming. Though some stuff is alarmist.
Yeah.
But
well, I will say when we've been to the bodega, they're wearing gloves, when they weren't before. And, but otherwise their attitude is normal. When we went to Whole Foods the other day, because that's the best grocery store near us, and it's just like a 10-block walk. We're not being idiots and going way too far to go to a Whole Foods. But there, I think there were some people who were like, I don't want to be around a bunch of people. And I was one of those people saying that. And then there were people who were just like, whatever.
So, yeah, I see how Whole Foods looked to you, like, seeing it through Jason Farr's eyes. But the week before I went, because I had to go, and it was way worse. People were panicking. The shelves were empty.
Oh, yeah.
The store workers were very, like, trying to get things on the shelf, trying to answer questions, trying to do prime orders. And so when we went on Friday, I was like, oh, back to normal.
Yeah, that was not the most crowded I'd seen a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So it was... Usually it's people all the time, everywhere. This wasn't as bad as it usually is.
And also, like, I realized that we're living in a bubble. Like, Jason and I don't go out that much. And, so we only know what we see on social media and on the news. And when we walk out in Brooklyn, which we never go so far. But also my sister who lives in Queens says things are normal. Like, things are shut, like her gym shut. But, like, when she walks around to go to the store,
it really depends, I guess, where you are in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some people who are like, my neighborhood is dead. Nobody's out.
Yeah.
It just depends where you are. And I get that. Yeah, so it's a weird time, obviously. I mean, it's like, what an understatement. A lot of people are scared. I think the dust is settled in terms of what is staying home going to be like. I think I would be shocked to see somebody hoarding toilet paper right now. Because we've been here a couple of, it's been enough time. There's no need to hoard it at this time. We're not seeing necessarily skyrocketing numbers, are we? That, like, the rate of it isn't going up in an abnormal way. Isn't it kind of like what people expect? I don't know. I don't know what people expected, but I don't know. I have heard that New York City is the, like, epicenter of this, and that's why we're getting a lot of messages right now.
Yeah.
Of
my
people
sister
who are afraid.
Called me. My South Carolina sister called
Best friend of the show, Rob's mom, messaged me an hour ago and said, I'm worried about you too. And I'm like, well, no need to be worried. But,
I don't know. I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe, and I don't know if I'm in some kind of denial. I'm really, really trying not to be in denial. Like, I know this is a very real thing, and I don't want to go anywhere and spread it to anybody, but, like, when people reach out to me and are nervous for me, I really appreciate that they care, but I'm also like, I'm fine. We're good. Like, I'm just, it's business as usual, just working at home.
Yeah.
Like, I know things are different. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know.
They are seeing what's on the news, and they're hearing de Blasio, who's, I don't think, doing as good of a job as Cuomo. And, because what I saw de Blasio say was more alarmist. Like he was sort of like, saying things that was like, this isn't helpful. This isn't tangible advice. Yeah. This isn't even advice. This is just an alarming statement with no sort of, and here's what we can do to help. It was just like fear. You might as well just said, like, I'm afraid and I don't know what to do. So, I mean, that's one thing, like, a true New Yorker hates de Blasio. No matter, like, what side of the aisle you're on, you don't like him. And that's what we do. And so I'm saying he's doing a worse job than Cuomo. Cuomo's being a voice of reason, very stable. I'd vote for him to be governor again. But de Blasio is going to lose his next election. Let's see what happens. But anyway, I think the fear that people who don't live here have is, it's like, things aren't like that, so don't be afraid. But at the same time, things are like serious. So I really don't know what to make of it in that term, because I don't know. I'm not experiencing the news about New York City the way they are. So I don't know how to say, hey, it's not that bad, because it's not like nothing is going on.
Right.
So I don't know. How is this affecting us personally? Because we're saying we're fine, and we're kind of fine. I mean, I'm somewhat used to being indoors a lot. So I'm sort of fine with that. But I am, I'm worried about small businesses, because the Magnet is a small business, and friends I know have small businesses, and I said I'm a small business, so I'm just worried about business for people and how things are going to go in the future, and want them to. So much. Let's just talk about it, I guess, openly. I don't know what the Pit has done, but the UCB has let go of all their staff, and they're getting criticized on social media about how the 4 co-founders are handling it and managing things, and that's unfortunate. The Magnet, who knows if it can. It's so much of it is like, let's see how this next few weeks plays out, and we'll know how long, what we can do. So it's just sort of like, will the theater close? Like, I guess maybe it's a real possibility.
See, and then that's another thing where I feel like I'm living in some kind of denial. Like, I feel like I'm living in some kind of universe that is different than the other universes. Like, to me, it's like, of course the Magnet will not shut. The community is too strong. Too many people care about it. And also, like, is improv just going to up and die in New York City?
Not. But
so if the Magnet dies, a new theater... so why can't that new theater just be the Magnet?
I'm sure it could. Who knows? But I just don't know. The Annoyance closed here,
They closed when there wasn't a recession.
Right.
Right,
but I'm just saying, like, they reformed as something else, kind of, sorta. I want the Magnet to stay open.
Yeah.
I don't want, like, some offshoot that's, like, feels like it's 10 people doing something, Like,
I don't know. It just seems to me like March 10th, that was my last day in the city. I don't know. Maybe I'm just revealing how ignorant I am. It just hasn't been that much time. So to talk about the Magnet closing is just kind of crazy to me. But maybe I just don't understand, Maybe
I agree, but I mean, I know that's something that was said in the New York Times article, which I am so thankful that there have been 2 New York Times articles.
Cool to get that
we were mentioned on CBS Sunday Morning. I am so thankful you're getting the word out. What I hear of what you're saying that I think is very optimistic is it is very recent. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Too soon to talk about if it's going to close. And that's very valid, because we have no idea how the government is going to respond to any of this. The government might, like, bail all the businesses out. Like they pumped $1 trillion into the stock, so maybe they'll do something for businesses too. We don't know if that's going to happen, but it's a real possibility. So I'm being optimistic. I hope we all get through it with minimal damage. But, I think we do. I think as people, our best thing is to just be as positive as we can. One thing I think that has been a real positive thing, as I alluded to with the New York Times article, is there are 2 of them. One is about Kornfeld and Andrews. That one has been planned for months. And it just happened to come out at this time. But a very cool thing that came out was what the theater is doing in this crisis. And it shows on Twitch, which I think is awesome. So if you go to twitch.tv/The Magnet Theater, you can see a few of the shows that they've been putting on since the shutdown happened. And the first one was a show called ADX, Armando Diaz Experience. And it's really fun, so go check that stuff out. And there's a possibility our teams, our respective teams, Justina and my respective teams will be on there as well, doing something. We'll have to sort of wait and see the logistics of that, but that would be awesome if that could work out. But definitely check out like Trike and Kornfeld and Andrews. Both have done 2 shows. ADX has done 2 shows. There's some other awesome shows going on. Just check those out. And also there's like a virtual hat that you can throw some money in, and you can also go to themagnettheater.com. Or is it just magnettheater.com? It says magnettheater.com. And buy tickets to shows. What do you think about these things?
I think it's great, and it just is all the more reason for me to believe that, it'll be a bad time for a minute, but ain't no shutting down, ain't no, terrible thing gonna happen in the Magnet.
Ain't no shutting us down.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm. To me, it kind of kills me a little bit inside to talk about all these scenarios, good or bad, that could happen. News is changing every day so much, not just for the Magnet, for everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Whenever it's who knows what's going to happen one way or the other. That's why I should say just maybe just stay positive.
Yeah, be grateful.
Yeah.
If you are in a position to be grateful. I know some people are going through a really hard time right now.
For sure. So lots of people have been doing a lot of fun things to manage being at home in this new temporary normal. And we've done a few different things. We worked out a few times with online workout things like the Daily Burn. We did a few of those.
The Nike app.
We did the Nike app.
My mom's gym in South Carolina is doing online workouts right now, so I did one of those yesterday.
And that's been good. One thing I wanted to do was to be, I always say this going on vacation. I was like, I'm going to be so productive. I'm going to read all these books and blah, blah, blah. And I ended up not doing them. But I have been reading a little bit, which is good. And I did catch up on a few things. But I will say, I was like, oh, well, I'm way behind on these shows. I can watch those while I'm here. And the truth is, I didn't get to those as quickly as I thought because everyone has been putting out content. There's so much new content out, and my FOMO is getting the best of me. So I want to check all of the new content out. And it slowed me down from catching up on the stuff that I wanted to catch up on. So I'm still pretty behind. But speaking of content, you came up with some content that we did.
Oh, yeah. We made a little video on Saturday. It was really fun because I thought about it that morning while I was cleaning dishes. And then we just made it right then and there. And I was really happy about that.
It was our anniversary.
Yep, 6 years together. And March 1st was our 3-year in New York. And it was funny. I think it was I don't think it's oh my God, it's so funny. It's going to be universally funny. But I think our friends will think it's funny. And yeah, I've gotten some positive reviews, and I'm happy about that. And
you can check it out on Instagram.
Jason Farr Pics.
Yeah, at Jason Farr Pics on Instagram. It's not an Instagram TV thing.
Yeah, I wanted to make it a minute. It was very important to me that it be funny, that it be quick, 1 minute or less, and that it be simple. That's my big thing. And I would like to make more videos. And to me, the funniest ones that I consume and watch are just fast, simple, and funny.
I directed it and edited it.
He did. Directed and edited by Jason Farr.
I had a big role in it. But it's very funny. And check it out. Again, at Jason Farr Pics. It should be the most recent. You'll get it when you go to at Jason Farr Pics. It's not like you can lose it in a sea of content. But a lot of people are doing fun content, not just us, not just the Magnet Theater on Twitch. Previous guests of the show, Sean Cantatori, she had us on for a little improv jam.
Yesterday, that was fun.
Super fun.
And then after this, we were going to do an improv practice. And then I have a show with You Are Not Alone on Thursday.
Yeah, and that'll be on the Magnet Theater's Twitch.
Yeah.
Sean's Twitch is like Shawnee C, SEANNIEC. That's where you can go to on Twitch to see us goof around. A lot of it, we're just learning new things about the technology. I think a lot of good things can come from this time period. One thing is I think we're discovering new things about ourselves as people and growing. That's a good thing. I think taking a little time to like be still is a good thing. And I think we as people in 2020 have a tendency to just go and not slow down and be present. And I think that's a good thing that can come from all this. One thing that happened, Clay, one of the best friends of the show, he mentioned the podcast, and I'm returning the favor. He's a speech pathologist. He's a speech therapist, and he's got a company in South Carolina called Ready, Set, Talk, and he's mostly working with kids, autistic children who need help with speech, and so he's helping them, and he's got a YouTube page that you can check out. If you just YouTube Preston Clay Haddon, you can find him. And it's, really only good if you need to learn to say certain letters or certain things, like how to say CH, because it's just videos of his mouth making the words.
That's all it's good for.
Right. I mean, the average person isn't just going to sit around and look at these. It's going to be someone who needs them.
Well, hopefully someone listening knows someone who needs it, because it is very important to those people who need it, and right now they're not able to get it as easily.
Right. So check that out. And he has a website you can go to, readysettalktherapy.com, and you can find out more. He's got a Twitter and a Facebook, and check it out. Even if you're not in South Carolina and you just need some help, you can go to YouTube and that website. Links in bio, obviously. I also want to mention Rob, also best friend of the show. You can go to his Instagram, at RobMcNabb82. He's a guitarist. If you've listened to the episodes with him, you know that he is a musician, very good, and he just posted something, a John Mayer song. And many of you know I love John Mayer. And so you could go check that out. That was a fun thing that he did. Lots of links for you to check out, and we'll put them all in the bio. That includes the Twitches. I'm now on Twitch, at Jason Farr Twitches.
He was so proud of that.
I wasn't proud so much as just like laughing that I'm an idiot. Because like at Jason Farr Jokes, at Jason Farr Pics, at Jason Farr Twitches. So stupid. And so very me. Also, you can subscribe to the newsletter. I am still putting those out because I want to help bring some positive. I changed it a little bit. This week's, I did a couple of videos that were just like, I hope this just makes somebody smile. It wasn't necessarily something that would help people artistically, other than, oh, that's a dog and it's nice. But you can still subscribe to it. It's free, and it will still have tips and tidbits of advice on comedy and performing and acting, and also just balancing life. So check all those links out, follow, and support. You can support us on thereitispod.com. Just click on the support tab, and you can also support the Magnet Theater. Links in bio for all of this. Well, we hope you are staying sane and positive and finding some joy in your life. Until next time, be good to each other.
The music for the theme song was created by Neil Brooks. The rap was written and performed by Nick Acevedo. The logo for There It Is was created by Jeff Prater. The There It Is podcast is produced by Jason Farr.